First at 4, snow and black ice caused problems on the roads and closed several schools this morning. And local health officials and Governor Andy Beshear discussed the growing concerns about the coronavirus.
And we're tracking another round of snow for your Friday into your Saturday. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, after a combination of black ice and snow this morning, several people met a dangerous and difficult situation while driving. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds is in Bell County, where crews are now preparing for another round tomorrow.
Now, as you said, it is clear down here in the Cumberland Valley right now, but it was a totally different situation this morning. So crews here in Bell County are already planning to get ahead of those potentially slippery roadways that we could see again tomorrow.
Crews say it is all about being prepared when we have the potential for snow, because oftentimes with county roads comes shade, and when you have shade, you get black ice. After seeing a similar situation this morning, they are running the roads and preparing as best they can.
In the morning may be the same situation according to the weather, so we'll be ready for whatever comes. You know, I feel like our guys is ready for, you know, if it floods, if flooding work or the ice work or snow removal.
Now I'll have more on what they're doing here in Bell County to get ready later on at 6. For now, in Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
And to track that snow tomorrow, you should download our WYMT weather app.
And the National Weather Service already preparing for more snow tomorrow, as well as they have issued that winter weather advisory. It's really for the same counties, Letcher, Harlan, now Bell is in it. This really starts tomorrow morning, very, very early, runs through Saturday morning. Wise County, Virginia is also in this winter weather advisory, as we're expecting more snow heading into tomorrow. Looking into US 119 in Pine Mountain, we've seen a lot of that snow melt today due to the sunshine. Those roads look like they're drying out as well, but kind of like Hannah was saying, those areas that definitely saw some shade today could see more black ice for tomorrow morning on top of the next round of snow we're also supposed to get. UVA-wise cleared up very nicely today. Got nice dusting over there and starting to see those mostly sunny skies, but those temperatures pretty chilly, mid to upper 30s in Whitesburg, and still continuing to see those clouds clear out. Now we are still tracking a few snow showers up along I-64, but overall tonight we're looking okay. It's tomorrow morning and even Friday night into your Saturday morning that we are going to see more snow move into the mountains. I'll have more on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. As concerns about the coronavirus grow in the United States, here in the Commonwealth, those same concerns are being addressed. Local public health officials are monitoring the virus and the effects it can have. WYMT's Lacey Roberts is in the newsroom with more. Lacey?
As the CDC is monitoring the coronavirus disease, also known as COVID-19. Here in Perry County, our local health officials are working closely with the Department for Public Health and World Health Organization to monitor this outbreak locally. While some are unclear as to what the coronavirus actually is, it is a respiratory illness much like the flu and a common cold. That is why those same symptoms occur: fever, cough, and shortness of breath. When those symptoms do appear, health officials ask that you do not self-diagnose, but see a doctor right away. Speaking with Public Health Director Scott Lockard, there are no confirmed cases in the state of Kentucky. And he said a big component of what they do in public health is preparedness.
We have what we call all hazards preparedness plans. So we already have plans in place and looking at how we would work with our community partners, how we'll educate and get the word out about something such as the coronavirus.
Now that total number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the United States is up to 14 total. 12 of those were travel related, while 2 were spread person to person. Again, washing your hands and avoiding being in public while sick will help minimize the spread of germs. Local health officials do advise staying at home if you are sick, but first go see a doctor to properly be diagnosed.
All right, Lacey, in our newsroom, thank you very much. Now, Governor Andy Beshear held a news conference just about an hour ago to discuss Kentucky's preparations for the coronavirus. Beshear says if the virus comes to the state, public health officials will be prepared. He said the state is closely monitoring the international situation. More than 100 people returned to the state recently from China, and all have tested negative for the virus.
Well, those 100 people were folks that had traveled to China within the last period of time. And so it was a precaution, and entirely a precaution. Most all of those are out of the 14-day window that we would look at, which means that we're pretty sure they're out of the woods and that they won't have any symptoms.
The governor repeatedly said the risk for the coronavirus here in Kentucky is low. You'll hear more from him tonight at 6. Acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf says it is not likely all states will meet the October 1st deadline to issue Real ID compliant driver's licenses. What does that mean? Well, some travelers may not be able to use their licenses to fly commercially. Wolf says a legislative fix may be needed to assist the process. The Real ID Act establishes minimum security standards for licenses. The post-9/11 law prevents the federal government from accepting IDs that do not comply. 2 long-standing abortion bills failed in the U.S. Senate this week. The bills have been introduced every year for the past few years. The Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act was sponsored by South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. The Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act was sponsored by Republican Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska. Both senators are facing re-election bids this year. Firefighters battled a massive fire in Georgia this afternoon. It happened at the Eastern Wharf Project construction site in downtown Savannah. The Savannah Fire Department believes the fire started on the 5th floor. Construction workers were the first to call 911. No injuries have been reported so far. Why did a gunman open fire and kill 5 people at a Molson Coors brewery plant yesterday in Wisconsin? Police have yet to identify the shooter publicly and have not said anything about a possible motive. Investigators say the gunman turned the weapon on himself following the shooting at the Milwaukee plant. The CEO of Molson Coors says the man was a current brewery employee, and so were his 5 victims.
If I wouldn't have gone to talk to this guy that was relieving me, I'd be one of them guys. I know that for a fact, because I would have walked right into what was going on.
The victims are being remembered this evening at a prayer vigil. President Donald Trump called the shooter a, quote, wicked murderer. Imagine you are preparing to say a final goodbye to a loved one. It's already a difficult time, but now imagine someone stealing the hearse your loved one's body is inside. That is what happened in Los Angeles yesterday. The sheriff's department there says the hearse was parked outside a church. A mortuary attendant was bringing a body inside the church when someone hopped in and stole it. But there was another body still inside the vehicle. The sheriff's department is pleading for the suspect to return the vehicle or at least the body. Lawyers for actress Lori Loughlin and her husband claim new evidence shows the couple is innocent in the college admission scandal. It's been nearly a year since Rick Singer pleaded guilty to charges including racketeering and fraud as part of an accused scheme to buy students admission to top-tier colleges. But a new memo from defense attorneys for Loughlin and her husband claimed the government instructed Singer to lie to clients by calling their payments bribes, even if he had previously characterized them as legitimate. JCPenney continues to struggle. The retail chain announced today it is closing 6 more stores. The company did not share details about which stores would close or when. JCPenney said it meets with analysts in April and would share specifics after that. The company currently has about 850 stores. It closed about 200 in the last 5 years amid slumping sales and profits. The company says it expects sales to fall about another 4% in the current fiscal year. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday afternoon. Another rough one on Wall Street. The Dow closes down today, more than 1,190 points. One of the worst weeks that I can remember on Wall Street in quite some time. The word hero is often thrown around, but for one California police officer, he proved it when he risked his life to save another. That is Officer Jonathan Brown pulling a man from a burning home. As the fire continued to grow inside the home, neighbors believed the man was still inside. Brown checked a side door and he used his flashlight below the smoke level and saw the man's feet.
There's always that component where you're so thankful that things went right, because otherwise we'd be having a different conversation.
The man pulled out of the fire is expected to make a full recovery. Straight ahead on First at 4, did you wish for toys and ice cream for your birthday when you were little? We'll find out what a 5-year-old here in Eastern Kentucky wished for at her party. That's touching hearts.
And we'll break down the timing and impacts of the 2 rounds of snow expected Friday coming up.